Welcome to Eugene Holden's Academy of Self-Mastery, where we learn to move with purpose and live with power. This is your space for healing, for growth, for the questions that shape you and the truth that you know. We use the tools that are ancient, still working today, to steady the heart and light up the way. Breathe in, tune in, come back to center. One step, one choice, you can always get better. Master yourself, master your life. Walk in your truth and breathe through the fight. Master yourself, stay awake, stay clear. Eugene Holden's Academy is right here. Let's begin together.
And welcome to another episode of Eugene Holden's Academy of Self-Mastery. You know who I am. This is Elle Grinnell, because she's not Eugene. I am. And welcome back to another show where we get to dive into today. Today we're going to dive into a few things, but I want to start off, Elle, by talking about the power of acceptance. Some people I have come across, and this is tied into forgiveness or their lack of forgiveness.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm sorry, I'm busy. That if I forgive someone in their mind, then I accept that what they have done is okay. And we'll get to forgiveness a little bit later down the line. But in terms of acceptance, I think that's such a powerful concept that I want to dive into just a little bit more. So from your perspective, my beautiful, brilliant friend, one of my favorite human beings on the planet, what is acceptance to you?
When we look at acceptance and we just narrow it down to its base, it's just acceptance means knowing what is. Knowing what is. And then those things that aren't in alignment or vibration with our isness, our being, then we can look at how to shift that or how that can look differently. So acceptance is starting with, I'm alive. I have a beautiful place to live. I have family. I have friends. I have food. I have these acceptance of what already is our foundation, our base. And then when we run into things that are situational, like say you didn't get the position that you thought you were going to get, and you had already bought a new couch because you figured this job was starting, and now you're in this situation. Okay, that's situational. So the acceptance is for the situation. It's not blaming ourselves,
Right?
Because that's not helpful. And then once we accept the situation, we're not then saying, well, there's no hope. Acceptance allows us to have a bigger perspective of in this situation, what does this look like? And more importantly, what do I want it to look like?
Right.
So to me, that's acceptance. Remembering our base of acceptance, being open to just all this, I accept all of this good every day. And then the other things are situational. And so we accept them as I'm going through this right now. Like if somebody gets a medical diagnosis, we take the acceptance of I'm going through this right now. What are my options? How can this look? Who's here to support me? What can I do? Not what did I do?
Right.
What can I do?
Right. Beautiful distinction there. Not what did I do is, what can I do? Yeah.
Because what did I do is already known, because that's why you're here. What did I do? Okay, you're here now. What?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a line, and thank you for that. Um, there is a line that I like to use in terms in connection with acceptance. And we've heard it, many people have heard it ever since we were kids, right? No sense in crying over spilled milk,
Yeah,
right? My crying over spilled milk or complaining, as we talked about last time,
yeah.
complaining about it doesn't change the fact that it's spilled. The only, yeah. So, to accept
Mhm.
what is, this is just what's going on. It doesn't say that it's good or bad. This is just what's going on.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Or, you could be a dog like your friend's child. You could get down there and lap the milk up.
And then there's that. Or at least play in it, right? And again, going
Uh-huh.
back to that beautiful gift that we talk a lot about is choice. How do I choose to
Hmm.
to be in this situation? Do I cry over the spilled milk, or
Yeah.
do I accept that it's spilled and get up, either get the child to lap it up or get a towel,
Yeah,
right? But
clean it
but
up.
or just, yeah, just accept that it is done. This is what is. And what I like about accepting what is that it frees up my mind because I'm not in that vibration of angst. Oh, I can't
Yeah,
believe this is unacceptable. Um, or
exactly.
now I can't get to solution because I'm in the angst of what already is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I accept what already is, okay, now I can look for the good in this, as we talked about last
Hmm.
time. And okay, now how do I navigate this? What do I need to do? And maybe it is, I don't need to do anything, just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. And you bring up a good point because we are stuck in the angst of it. Acceptance opens us, right? So we're stuck until we accept it. And not to jump too far ahead, yet we're not agreeing
Right,
that we deserved this
right.
or that, yeah, it's kind of just, when I love baseball. So when they step into the box, they're accepting what's coming at them.
Mm, mm,
But when you're not in the box, nothing's coming at you, but you're also not in the game.
Come on now, L. You're not in the box, but you're also not in the game. Wow.
And how does that feel?
Right? How does it feel? Because life is not a spectator sport. And you got to participate. Yeah. And here's the
Yeah.
thing that I learned from quantum physics. Even if I'm playing that role of watching life, spectating it, while I'm also creating more of the same thing. And then I get to complain about how come nothing ever happens because I'm not happening with it. Yeah.
Yeah, not happening with it. And that goes, I just want to reference back for people to watch the previous episode, the week's challenge of no complaining.
Yes. How'd that go for you guys? Yeah.
It's always fun.
It is. It is. And as we stay on this for right now, the acceptance, just the accepting that, okay, this is what's going on. The situation is this. Okay, so we've talked about that part, but also acceptance is a very powerful thing when we open up ourselves to accept our good.
Hmm.
And I tell this story often about working with the client years ago, and like Eugene, and we've been working on this, we've been praying on it, we've been visualizing. I have my treasure map and all these pictures up, and it's just not happening. And my question that came through, because I didn't think about it, it just came through, is, well, are you willing to accept it? And they paused and realized that no, they weren't. Because then that brought up some other things. I'm not worthy to accept it, and I am not good enough to accept it. So it brought up all of that, which was great, which was great. and getting to the point where we can accept our good, allowing ourselves to let the good in and to let the good flow.
Hmm.
That's the other side of acceptance. It's interesting that we live in a world of, yes, I'm going to say it, folks, duality, right?
Yeah,
Because there are two sides, to accept what is, but then also to accept our good, and then not to accept the stuff that doesn't work for us.
right.
And it's okay. Which now brings
Yeah,
me to commitment and decommitment, right?
yeah.
De-acceptance. Oh, can't do that one.
De-acceptance.
Nah. I was going to accept it, but no, I'm not. I'm de-accepting. Yeah.
Maybe we've just come up with a new concept.
Yeah, right. Hey, Libby.
De-acceptment. It's separate from non-committal or uncommitting.
Yeah.
De-acceptance. What did you said something about oh, letting the good in and letting the good out. So
Oh,
many people are
right.
sitting on their gifts and their talents and they're
Come
not
on.
letting the good out.
Right.
Not letting the good out.
Right. And so I liken it to this, folks. Take a deep breath and you keep breathing in, 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 you keep, but you have to breathe out at some point. You
Yes.
got to let the gift go.
Yeah.
And what makes a gift is that you give it away. So let the good out.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let the good out. It's and that was me for a long time, right? Having these gifts and talents, but was afraid, right? I was afraid to let them out for fear of being judged. Of course, I'm the only one that's judging me, right? I'm afraid that they're going to judge me, but that's me
Right.
doing that and
Yeah.
projecting it on whoever they were. People are not going to like what I have to say and all of that stuff, right? So have then coming to the point of accepting who I am and the gifts that I bring, and we all have gifts to share, which is why
Yes.
we talk a lot about purpose, because your purpose within your purpose are your gifts to share. In fact, your purpose is to share your gift or gifts, and then accept
Yeah, it
that.
is.
Yeah,
Hmm.
accept that, dag nabbit.
Yeah. Think of yourself, as like a 8-year-old and you're showing up at the birthday party and you've got the gift
Mm.
and then you change your mind. Like, no, you can't have this. I'm going to sit here with it for the whole party. I'm not going to let you have it. You wouldn't do that, you know?
No, no.
So what are you hoarding?
Dang.
Letting it just build up in there and not sharing it. And some people might honestly believe I don't have a gift to share.
Right.
And that's not true at all. And it's not that you're wrong. What it is all about is you have a perception of what a gift looks like. And yours is something that is beyond knowing, beyond visualizing to you. Your gift is so big that you can't see it. And so sit back and breathe, close your eyes, and think about what compliments do you get? Those are your gifts. When
Mm.
people say, "Oh, you're always so funny," or "I can always count on you," or "I feel always calm in your presence," or these types of things, those are your gifts because when we do something innately, it's just who we are. To us, it doesn't feel like a big deal. It's like,
Right.
of course I'm going to be there. You're my friend.
Right.
No, not all friends are there for their friends.
That's true.
It's like,
That's very
well, of
true.
course I did that. I'm your mom. I had to do that. No, not all moms do that for their kids,
That's true.
right? So a lot of times we're sitting on something because it's so innate that we don't feel like it's special.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
It,
important to someone, and we
yeah.
have it to share.
Yeah. Yeah. There have been many times in my life where I have had that experience, and and what I would say is that yeah, I'm just doing what I do. I'm just me. I remember going somewhere to do a week and training and then do a talk. and we were preparing that morning, Saturday morning, for folks to come in. Well, I was an hour early and all to help set up and everything. And a
Mhm.
woman comes in, and she has, she lives close by, and she's a part of the group, and so she has on her jeans, and her hair is in, rollers and everything, and
Uh-huh.
we're chit chatting, and we're talking. And then she looks at me and goes, "So who are you?" I'm Eugene Holden. She goes, "You're Eugene?" I'm like, "Yeah." And we just kept talking. I didn't see her leave. I saw her come back. Hair is all fixed. She's in a
Mhm.
nice dress. I'm like, "We have time. Why did you go home to change?" "Because it's you." I'm like, and I looked at the person, my friend, I'm like, "Will you just tell her it's just me?" Because here's the thing, folks, when you are really tuned in, tapped into your gifts, and you're just doing what you're here to do, for you, it's not a real big deal. But your gifts touch lives.
Mhm.
That's why you're here.
Mhm.
Your gift is that you touch lives. Yeah.
Mhm. We are all celebrities.
Yes, we are. They can say
We
that
are all
again, El.
celebrity.
Oh,
We
you
are
just
all
did.
celebrities.
Yeah, we really are.
People, and we all have fans. I'm your fan, you're mine.
Yeah,
I know that there's people who would call themselves my fan, and that sounds, oh, we're not allowed to be so grandiose,
please.
but it's vice versa,
Mm-hmm.
so, um, so you were a celebrity to her.
Right, right. In which it took me a long time to accept that.
Hmm.
It took me a long time to accept that the work that I've done throughout the years touch lives the way that it does. It took me a
Hmm.
while to accept that. Like, "Oh
Hmm.
no, not me, man, please. You tripping."
There goes that chicken again.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My oldest, her Aunt Sherry's coming to visit for a week, and this
Mm,
person is an amazing person who doesn't know
mm,
how amazing she is because
mm.
she just always shows up that way. And so, just the hype of the text back and forth between my daughter and me, Aunt Sherry's coming, 90 minutes to Aunt Sherry, 20. We're sending back dancing
Wow.
gifts and stuff like that. And it's like, we try to let Sherry, did you have any idea how exciting this is? Well, yeah, I guess.
Right.
So allow yourself to know. It doesn't mean that you're a narcissist. It doesn't mean
Right.
that you're conceited. It
Right.
means that you're sitting in your
Right.
celebrityishness.
Celebrityishness. Accepting who you are. And you are
Mhm.
brilliant, folks. You are brilliant, no matter who you are. Accept that.
Yeah, in your own way, what you bring, whatever you bring. When I'm the trivia caller, the part of trivia is keeping points, right? The teams have scores, and um, so a lot of people will go, I suck at trivia. It's like, well, you play on a team. So everybody brings their brilliance. Some people are
Right.
good at history, some people are good
Right.
at, pop culture. So together you do well. And I bring a person that helps keep the score because numbers aren't my thing.
Right.
And like the scores might be maximum 96. Oh, you can't do math to 96?
It's not my thing.
Yeah, I could, and it's going to suck the fun out of this for me. So
Right. Right. Right.
I have somebody who just can blink and blink of an eye. What is it? It's no skin off their back. Is that saying? I don't know. That sounds terrible now that I'm saying it
Right.
off their
Right.
nose, no skin off the nose. Anyhow, the point of the story is with our gifts, you want something written, give it to me. You want a poem, you want a paper, you want to give me, I will write it for you. Do you want me to present it for you? I'll present it for you. Do
Right.
you want me to keep your QuickBooks? No.
Yeah.
It's quicksand for me. It's not
QuickBooks is
QuickBooks.
quicksand. You said something very important, El. Doing that will suck the fun out of it for me, right? Not
Mhm.
so much sucking the fun out of it for everyone else, but for self. So, right, do things that bring you joy.
And
And
that's a
no,
level of acceptance, right? I
yes,
accept that numbers aren't my thing.
right.
And so in this case, it doesn't feel situational.
Mm,
It feels like as is, and that's okay because I could take math classes, I could get a tutor, I could develop those skills, yet the amount of time and effort for something that's not natural to me, same amount of time and effort put into something that's a skill set I was born with.
right.
This is astronomical, whereas this is incremental.
Yeah.
So we're not
Yeah.
good at everything. And if somebody tells you you're not good at something, you say, yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
know that already.
Thank you. It's true. But let me show you what I am good at,
Yes.
right? And that takes us to, as we talked about in the green room, we wanted to touch on this, to keeping it simple. No, keep it simple.
Hmm.
No, I'm not good at that, but I'm good at that. Now that's simple. Let me do
Hmm.
what I'm good at. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
And when we keep it simple, the vibration of simple is childlike, which is a great
mm,
vibration. And
mm-hmm.
there's no drama with simple. Drama
Yeah.
can't vibrate with simple. So when people start bringing on more stuff, like, oh, here comes the drama because you're complicating it. You're
Mm,
complicating it. I
mm.
remember when my oldest was maybe, I don't know, I'm just going to say 3 to tell the story. And she
Okay.
was just playing in bliss. She was
Yeah.
sitting there, and I thought, oh, there's more of those blocks. I have more of those because she was having
Mm,
the best time sitting doing this thing, building this. So I get the other and I bring it back. I'm like, here you go. Here's some more. She threw a fit, a little tantrum because she was in the zone. And now I brought in more. And there was already the flow with what was.
mm.
And I remember that still to this day, like,
Yeah.
let things be.
Let it be.
Sometimes your nose doesn't belong in there. Sometimes more is not better.
Right.
Um, so feel the flow and let it go. And so but I thought I was doing a good thing.
Right.
And I stepped back and I felt bad and I felt crappy. Okay, let's process these emotions for what happened
Mm-hmm.
and then say, okay, well, the purpose of that is to remember more is not always better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been playing with this concept, these two lines. Let it go versus let it be. Now, I say that I've been playing with them and I haven't come up with any
Mhm.
concrete thing for me. But for right now, to let things go is exactly that. Just to okay,
Mhm.
just let that go. To let it be for me is I'm not letting go of anything. But for example, I'm not going to let that person go, but I'm going to allow them to be who they are.
Mhm.
Now, there are some people I'm going to let go of because they don't vibrate with where I
Right.
am. Right now, this other person can vibrate and will vibrate or does vibrate where I am, but some of the things that they're doing may to me seem a little odd. Okay, well, let that be. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I'm still playing around with that.
Yeah. And my perception on that for me is first, let it be, because then you can see the situation and decide what to keep and what's working and what's not, and ask the questions while you're letting it be is a level of
I was
acceptance.
just about to say that.
And then you let it go because you're not letting it all go. You're
Yeah.
letting go what isn't, vibrating. And so there's the what's it called? The Beatles Let It Be song, which is
Let it
beautifully,
be. Yeah.
those lyrics are phenomenal. And then I always like to joke about Frank Sinatra, doobie doobie doo. And so just let it be. And then the do is releasing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes letting it go is the action.
Yeah. I liked what you said, in terms of the simplicity of life. Simple. That drama cannot vibrate with simple.
Mhm.
It just can't. And yeah. Keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it simple, sexy. There's no stupid here. It's all sexy.
Exactly. So much so. And because of where I live now, it's gotten so much easier to be less of a consumer. And
Mm.
so the amount of stuff I bring in is negligible compared to I used to just be bringing it, I'd go
Mm.
shopping or the fridge would be overfull to the point where I wouldn't know I had things, because like it was too much.
Mm-hmm.
And now the simplicity of it
Yeah.
is everything has its purpose and
Yeah.
everything feels right and the energy feels good
Yeah.
and it's a simple life
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it allows for more non-tangible things to
Yeah.
be in my life.
Yeah. It is a simple life because life is simple. I mean, I love, to watch, the trees and, and the birds. And nature is just simple,
Mm-hmm.
naturally nature. Um, but it
Yeah.
just is. It just is because it just is. The oak tree doesn't care about the Chinese elm tree that's growing right next to it. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
The grass doesn't care
Yeah.
about the flowers that are growing right next to it. It just is.
So I'm not doing the quote justice, but when a flower blooms, it doesn't look at the other flowers to judge its beauty.
Right.
That's not exactly it, but the idea is, right on to what you're talking about.
Right, right. And it's serving its purpose, its own purpose, which adds color to the garden.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's fun. You know how in the morning at sunrise, the birds are
Mm,
going crazy in the tree.
yeah,
Then they
yeah,
all go and be and do.
yeah,
And then at sunset, they come back and they're
yeah,
all again. And then it's quiet,
yeah.
right? So there's those moments of shared chaos that are intentional.
Right.
They have a time, they have a purpose, they have a plan,
Yeah,
and then it goes back to, the flow of what's next.
yeah, yeah. It's good stuff. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
That could be this week's homework
Ah, mm,
is where can I make my life more simple? Where can I decommit? How
yeah,
can I look at my calendar and go, I said I'm going to do that, but I really don't want to.
right,
And it's not don't want to for fear or something. It's like I said yes to something that doesn't bring me joy,
right.
right? And decommit. And that's hard because then the conversation has to come up of, I know I said yes and I've overcommitted myself. And so I've got to say no. I know it's going to be a great time, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Um, so where can we simplify our lives?
yeah,
Can you clean out the fridge, clean out the pantry? Can you donate stuff from your closet? Can you simplify this week? Can you bring it down to less of something? Be it your time, be it your belongings.
mm-hmm,
Ooh, the big one could be your relationships.
mm-hmm,
Where can we simplify? Because when we're in a simpler state of mind, we breathe bigger
yeah,
and fuller,
yeah,
more intentionally without even realizing it because we're out of survival mode and we're into
mm-hmm,
thriving.
mm-hmm,
We're into thriving. So
mm.
where can you simplify? Just pick the junk drawer.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to take everything out of here and dump it on the table or whatever. And all that's going back in there is stuff that has a purpose.
Stuff that has a purpose, right? But it all has a purpose. Well, for me, it does have a purpose for me. I
Yes.
can do with that and be okay with letting that go. Yeah,
Hmm.
good
Hmm.
stuff.
Mine
Ex
is keys. When I moved, my junk drawer had about 6 or 8 keys in it. And I had trouble just tossing them. I'm like, but I'm going to
Mm.
find out what they're good for. And it's like, okay, yeah. And
Yeah,
then you'll figure it out.
haven't seen this key in 2 years.
Yeah. And I have never regretted it.
Yeah.
I've never given away a key, thrown out a key and thought, oh, needed that for the
Needed
front
that.
door. No.
Right? No, that's over here on this keychain. Right. Acceptance. Yeah, and keep it simple. How do we simplify our lives? Because remember, drama cannot vibrate with simple. It just can't.
Mm-hmm. Stop bringing more in. Stop. Complications come in our thoughts when we start imagining what could go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We're overcomplicating it,
Yeah.
and that can bring in drama.
Yeah.
Whereas if we work on what can go right, that's usually one or two things. It's usually pretty clear.
Yeah.
Whereas what can go wrong tends to be a domino effect,
Yeah.
in a complicated way. Whereas what could go right is usually one thing. It's like there's one ideal outcome. And what
Yeah.
does that look like?
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
what's our new word? No.
D.
Discommitting.
There's decommitting and there's where did it go? De-accepting.
Oh, de-accepting. I like it. I'm glad you wrote it down.
I didn't.
Well, good. Then you remembered it. Look at you.
Yeah, I know, right? I am going to write it down because after we get off of this, I won't forget. I won't remember. Yes, I will. Now that it's written down. So remember, people, the assignment for this week is to simplify, to make your life simpler. Simplify things today, this week. Cool. And simply, we are grateful for you. Simply appreciate you. And we'll see you next time here on Eugene Holden's Academy of Self-Mastery. Be a friend, tell a friend, share it with a friend.
Yes.
Talk to you soon. Peace.